Hello YouTube, I'm Zach, you're watching Zach DTV, the place for interesting news from around the net. In today's episode, we have a real shot at supersonic commercial flight. Then we're going to take a look at a Willy Wonka style multi-directional elevator, and we're going to wrap it all up with a hot dog drone. Alright, let's get right into this. This first story will be great if you guys missed the age of the Concorde jet. If you don't know what the Concorde jet was, it was a commuter plane that was able to take trips from the United States to Britain at supersonic speeds. Thing was crazy fast, had a sonic boom the whole way, and that's why it was only allowed to fly over the ocean. It could not do land routes because the sonic boom could potentially shatter windows, hurt people on the ground, stuff like that. Unfortunately, with that one route, it just was not feasible to keep these things in the air. So they ended up shutting them down. I think it was back in the early 90s. Well, NASA, because they're NASA, decided they wanted to start this project up again. And that's where they came up with the Quiet Supersonic Transport Program, or QUESST. Because of course it has to have a cool acronym. They shopped around to get their preliminary design done, and what they require is a supersonic plane that does not create a sonic boom, or could possibly have like a heartbeat, they're calling it, of mini booms, so they're not all loud and earth-shattering the way real sonic booms are. So there they have the low boom flight demonstration X-plane. Well, back in February of 2016, NASA teamed up with Lockheed Martin to produce this test vehicle. And on Friday, NASA and Lockheed Martin announced that the QUESST project is ready to go into tests. How they came up with this idea, they have their different models, their different designs, and they've been putting them through rigorous wind tunnel testing at supersonic speeds. That's pretty cool to think about in and of itself. They have wind tunnels that could blow over 800 miles an hour. Pretty neat. Well, now they're looking to go into the next phase and build a flying, working version of it. They figure by 2018, they'll announce the winning bid to actually build the full-scale plane, and it should be in the air by 2021. Part of what makes this whole thing so cool is at Mach 1, which is only 700 and change, it's almost 800 miles an hour. The trip from New York to LA would only take about 3 hours to complete, compared to right now, about 5.5. That's quite an improvement for anybody who has to take that kind of trip. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one. This is the kind of project that just keeps me interested. And I'll let you know as something new develops. Alright, on to the next one. ThyssenKrupp came up with an idea back in 2014 for a multi-directional, cableless elevator system. That's right, think Willy Wonka, go up, down, left, right, back, forward, whichever way this thing needs to go, it can do it. And over the past couple years, they've been developing a tower to test this thing in. The tower is 807 feet tall, or 246 meters for everyone else in the world, and holds 12 shafts that allow these elevators to travel at speeds up to 22.5 miles an hour, or 10 meters per hour. And it also has 3 dedicated shafts just for certification of these elevators. They are calling this the biggest innovation in elevators in 160 years. And if you think about it, in the last 160 years, nothing has changed with the way we use elevators. And why do I bring this up as a cool thing? Well, other than the Willy Wonka reference, which is just, fun. This is going to change the way that skyscrapers are built. Instead of having to be built around a couple shafts that have to run from ground floor all the way up, this would give developers the ability to, say, send a shaft up the middle and run out an arm, or go floor by floor and drop you off at your door. Stuff like that. It is actually a pretty groundbreaking idea, which would allow buildings to not only be taller, but also wider as well. And according to ThyssenKrupp, this is going to add about 25% usable space to a structure compared to the traditional elevator. Now, they achieve this by using, basically, maglevs. These elevators run on rails, and they have little switching stations, kind of like a train track would, that allow them to go every which way. Now, of course, with any new technology, there is a downside, and in this case, the system costs 5 times more than a traditional elevator to put in. Now, they say you'll get that back with increased space, with less operating costs, lower maintenance, which I don't see that one so much. But even with all the benefits, that much price, you're not going to see these in every building tomorrow. But there is one building being built right now in Berlin called the East Side Tower that will have these elevators in them and up and running by 2019. So if you gotta ride a Willy Wonka elevator, there's your chance to do it, 2019. Let's start my last story with a question. Did you know Oscar Mayer has a fleet of wiener-shaped vehicles? They do, I swear. They've got the Wienermobile. That's the one everyone knows about. They also have a Mini Cooper that's been converted to a hot dog. They have an off-road RC car that can deliver hot dogs. They have a scooter, like a Vespa, with a sidecar to deliver hot dogs. And they've added a drone. All these are designed to deliver hot dogs. The drone can carry one hot dog and drop it from the sky on, hopefully, a suspecting customer. It'd be horrible to drop a hot dog on somebody who didn't know it was coming, though, right? But I just wanted to talk about this. It's nothing too cool. It looks like a hot dog. It flies around, has about 15-minute flight time. It travel about a mile, and it can deliver hot dogs. I just thought it was neat that there's actually a whole fleet of these things. That's news to me. Well, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. If you like what I do, your friends will too. Go ahead and share me on Facebook and Twitter. Every little bit helps. Remember, I do this 5 days a week. That's Monday through Friday. It's Tuesday now, so I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you guys here. Be safe.